Brad, oh, wait, let me start that again. I clicked on the wrong thing. You know what? I'm just starting it that way. That's how it's going.
Yeah.
That's how we're starting this.
That's good.
Welcome to another show,
Bloopers
everybody.
number one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right off, blooper on right on the bat. I can't even talk. I'm not even saying the right words.
No.
Yeah. It feels like forever,
Too
Brad,
funny.
since we've chatted.
Yeah,
It was
really,
like yesterday.
right? Yeah, a whole like 24 hours.
Yeah. Did you shoot anything cool?
Dude. Not at all.
Me neither. Yeah. I haven't shot anything since we
No.
last talked. But I have a whole bunch of stuff set aside from what we didn't talk about. Yeah,
too.
thanks, man. So there are just a couple of things to go over before we get into our show proper.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much to Gary Harvey for his support of the show.
Yeah.
He was kind enough to send a donation our way, and thanks so much, dude. We really, really appreciate it, man.
Really
It's
appreciate it.
So awesome, man. So freaking cool.
Definitely.
Yeah, so that is the first thing. And then we're going to just catch up on some of the stuff I've been shooting and where I'm at.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're going to talk a little bit about culling, and mainly just sort of culling right away versus letting images sit. That's kind of like the main topic there, but I'm sure we'll talk about other stuff around it as well.
Certainly.
Yeah, dude, I'm in Moab now, man. I'm in Utah.
Like I said, when we first started to show the views better, at least in
It's
the
certainly
background.
better. Although I
Looks nice.
tried to show
Yeah,
you
it's
guys
beautiful.
on the last episode,
I
right?
know.
It was like
Yeah.
amazing there,
Yep.
but it's so funny, dude. I was driving and I'm like driving out of the mountains of Colorado, and I'm just like, they're getting a little bit smaller, but they're still big mountains. And I'm like,
Okay.
I kind of don't want to leave. Like, it felt like there was something more I wanted to do there. And then I start thinking, I'm like, I wonder if it's like bighorn ram, like when their like rut season is, you know? Because like I photographed bighorn sheep before, but never with them like cracking heads, right? And I thought like that'd be like the most amazing video and photo, right? And so I look it up, and it's like November to January. I'm like, I mean, like perfect, right? Or I think it even said late October.
Right.
So then, but Emily wasn't with me, you know? I'm driving on my own, so there's only so much. Like I can't be like researching on my phone. And I had a bunch of deadlines because I had other sessions to do. And I'm like, do I stay here? And I like, as I'm stopping for gas, I'm doing research. And then this one spot on this highway, dude, 2 different times, huge rams right on the side of the road.
Oh, no way.
Oh, yeah, right on the side of the highway.
Oh, that's
I mean,
cool.
not accessible because they're like, it's like the highway and cliff, you know? But they're like right there. I'm like, now I'm seeing them, and I'm just like, it's so hard to decide. Do I keep going to Moab or do I say, because like that was my original plan, but I change plans all the time. You know what I mean? And I just
exactly.
It all came down to I couldn't find like a place to stay close enough and that had some mountain bike riding, because it's been a while since I've rode, and so that's also important to me right now. You know, I really love doing that, and so I know here is just amazing. And then when I got here, I kind of forgot. It'd been 2 years since I've been here. I kind of forgot how like impressive it is here and like how big it is too. I'm like, all right, like there's, I mean, the mountains aren't as big as they were in Colorado, but there's still like some big mountains, you know? And it's all this like crazy red rock stuff, and you can like ride on it on a bike. And so,
oh, that's cool.
And there's,
so at least it wasn't, a horrible mistake.
No, and I knew it wouldn't be a mistake
right afterwards.
Like but it's just like, it's so hard sometimes to decide like, what do I do? Because there's no reason I have to be anywhere right now. I don't have to be anywhere for like 2 weeks. You know? So I have like a nice chunk of time to just kind of go wherever. And I'm like, oh, the ram thing would be cool. But then I was also like, how am I ever gonna find them? You know what I mean? Like I saw the ones on the side of the road, but obviously that's not even the spot I want to shoot. So I'm like, I'd have to do a lot of research and time to be lucky enough to find them in a spot that's good for photography, and then potentially maybe get them doing the rut and slamming heads. So like, I'm like, the odds are low on this.
Yeah, it's a lot of.
I should do it when I have more time and more research and stuff like that, instead of just like winging it, you know?
Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah. So in the end, I ended up here. Which no complaints at all.
So, oh, definitely not. So like any species, anything, like I know of a mountain biking thing, but is there anything there that you're potentially targeting?
So 2 years ago, Emily and I did this one hike to a place in Arches National Park, which is like 20 minutes away. Right. And we did a hike there, and it's a really, really popular hike because it's not that difficult. It's got a little bit of elevation gain, but it's cool. You're just like walking up like this slick rock, you know, it's really, really neat. And it goes to this spot called Delicate Arch. And it's just super popular. It's like this full arch that's up on the top of like a mountain, and you get this incredible sunset view and everything like that. And when we were up there, we didn't bother bringing cameras when we went. And I don't know if you ever remember, I shared this video of these two ravens like together, just like interacting. They were like cooing and making these soft noises together and like touching their beaks together. And like they were right there. I shot on my phone because that's all I had. But dude, all I ever thought from that moment on was like, I got to come back here with a good camera, because the ravens are there all the time because there's so many people with food and trash and stuff like that. So, and they're super acclimated. So
that'd be cool.
I shot ravens on another hike we did that same trip in another area, but they were much more like wild, you know, so I didn't get too close to them. But there's just incredible scenery and habitat around. And when we were here 2 years ago, that was kind of when I was like, just like barely doing any photography. We were just really doing hiking, biking, that kind of thing. So I can stay here up to like probably 8 days if I want, you know.
Oh wow!
Before I gotta
so
really start driving.
In on them.
So I'm probably gonna, the next 2 days, today and tomorrow, are like slammed with work. I'm not even gonna get out and do anything. But I do plan on trying to get out and just, I definitely want to try that raven spot, and then just see where else I want to explore and see what else I can find and just incorporate in with like the incredible views here, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Ravens are such cool birds, man. They're like, it's such an overlooked bird. It's one of those like, you know, crows or ravens, they don't get photographed that much, but they're absolutely stunning. They're so cool.
Yeah, totally agree. Yep. Yeah, they're really cool. And
worth the effort.
Emily's got the 28-400 though. She's got like,
oh no,
yeah, which she does, you know, it's better for her to have it down there, because she didn't want to be taking this like the bigger 400 4.5 and all that in her pack. So I was like, here, take this thing, it's tiny, it'll give you 400 if you decide to shoot 8 birds, you know. So I'll have to go out with 2 lenses if I do go out, but that's not too big a deal. Like I'll probably take like I got the
1-4.
I got the 1-4, and then I got the 24-120. But I think if I got 2 cameras. I think if I take 2 cameras out, I might actually take the big guy out, the 400-2.8, and just.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because like if I'm going out for photography, I don't think I'm going to be like, you know, putting miles in.
No, true.
So I think I might bring like the portrait lens and a wide lens option. I also get that 14-30, which could be cool for like really.
Well, that's where my head was going. Yeah, I was like I'd go 1-400, and then the 14-35, just in case, like if something came really close, or like do some auto capture stuff. Like if they're curious about a spot that works well, like throw the auto capture and just lay it there.
We'll talk about auto capture a little bit later here today. Yeah, because I got a beef with auto capture.
Oh, do you really?
Oh yeah.
It's a bit wonky, isn't it? Yeah, it can be.
That's part of what I got to talk about. Yeah,
it's interesting.
So. Anyway, let me get into it here. I'll show you just some of the stuff. I got a lot of photos to show. Let's see. I'm just trying to figure out how to split it up here. So this was my first day in Rocky Mountain National Park. And man, the only reason I got there was because like random like nice week of weather, you know, because. I left yesterday because it was just tanking. It was getting real cold. More snow was coming. This van can't take that. And so it was time to bail. But this was my first hike. Everybody I talked to, multiple people, which I got to say, a thank you to some of the people that reached out to me and gave me some suggestions and stuff like that. It was really nice to get some ideas and some places to go, but half the park was closed because of the winter, like the real high elevation stuff. And dude, everybody's like, there's elk everywhere, like you can't miss them. I was there for 5 days, didn't see one. Didn't see a single elk. Crap. I mean, I wasn't really searching. I wasn't like researching and really trying to go, but I did a quick Google and it was like, oh, the field right next to where I was camping, like that I could see from my campsite in the park, that was like one of the popular spots for them. And it was like, they come down the lower elevation in the fall and winter to, you know, when it gets really cold. I'm like, where are they?
And you saw nothing?
Dude.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's crazy. Because, I mean, I know, like, even with caribou, it's like, they'll be there for 1 or 2 days. Then they kind of like, you know, like migrate a little bit and kind of forage, and then they come back. So, but like over 5 days, you would think you would have at least seen them once.
Not one.
Wow.
So that was funny.
That's too funny. Yeah.
But anyway, I picked this one hike to do because it was higher elevation, and I don't know if I was thinking Pika right away, or if I was just like, let me go do this hike because it looks like it's up in the mountains really high and that'll be beautiful. I think that's kind of more what I was thinking. And I thought like maybe there'd be some Pika because I knew it was like high enough elevation if I saw the right habitat, right? And yeah, dude, I went out, I picked the first day. It was like kind of overcast on and off throughout the day, which was real nice. So I was able to just like shoot all day. And this was all the stuff I got on the first outing. Just no plan, just walking.
Okay.
It was the hike started at 9,500 feet of elevation, and then my hike took me up another 1,600 feet of elevation. So I was well over 10,000, like pushing 11. It was 6 miles. I think that day, by the time I had chased Pika up and down, I put in like almost 8 miles. 1,600 feet of elevation gain, dude. I just like the whole time, just could not catch my breath, man. Once you stopped,
that's brutal.
But like all this uphill was crazy, and the whole thing I was thinking is just like, you know what, it's all downhill on the way back, and I'll be fine. So like as long as it stays going up, I would be good, you know? And it did. So that was cool. But yeah, dude, mountain chickadee, pine grosbeak. Like I loved seeing these guys. That was my first time ever really getting a good photo of them.
Oh, they're so nice.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, they're so beautiful. Yeah, real nice.
Treetop and birds.
I love that.
I was able to climb out on the cliff off the trail and just get eye level on them.
There was one there you had, I think it might have been a female.
Yeah.
That was real nice. Yeah, I like that one. I really like that. Seeing the cones in the back or foreground.
Yeah.
Yeah, real nice.
Yeah, so this was all 1 to 4.
Yeah, they're big birds too.
Pretty good size,
You know, bigger. Yeah, they're a decent little size bird. Yeah, we get a nice view here. But
I had at one point.
You don't get a chance to photograph them much.
No,
they're always, like you said, up high.
Always,
so
like
at least you
totally
were at
on the treetops.
Elevation.
Absolutely, dude. And I was able to just kind of like, I heard them. I was like, what is that? Used Merlin. It told me what it was. I was like, awesome. So then once I heard them once and connected it, every time I heard them after that, I knew it. So this was like the second time. And I heard a bunch of them. So I was like real slow. I was like following the sound off the trail, and it just took me out on this ledge. And then I saw them. They were just like eye level right there. And at one point, this tree right here, I have another photo, but it just didn't turn out as nice. I've got like 5 of them in there, males, females. So they look like Christmas ornaments in the tree. There's like the red and the green and stuff. Cool. Yeah. So that was kind of cool.
The bare branches worked out.
Yeah, they kind of did there. And the light was just like hanging in there. And then it was really cool, dude. I get to this one spot. I'm going along the hike, and there's just like in the forest, like surrounded by trees, there was just this one small area of just like a bunch of broken rock. And I just thought to myself, I'm like, it almost seems like a Pika could be in here. And dude, I mean, 30 seconds, not even 10 seconds after I thought that in my head, I'm looking up and I see one scurry. I'm like, oh, no kidding. One's here.
Oh, no.
So I tried to work with him for a little bit, but he was like a little skittish, and it was just kind of like condensed, right? It was surrounded by trees. So I'm like, all I can get here is portraits. So I was like, screw this. I'll just keep going. And then I can always hit it on the way back if I don't find anything else, right? So then I go along next, and like, this is like, I found this, then there's this huge open talus field, dude, just rocks everywhere. And I come to this opening, and I'm like, oh, here we go. And then sure enough, I hear meep, meep, meep. They're like calling all over the place. There's probably like 20 of them.
Oh, no way.
From one spot right there, you know?
Yeah.
Absolutely amazing.
Oh, they're so cool.
Yeah. And so
I've never seen one that's.
Oh, no. Yeah, I guess not.
Such.
Yeah,
no, never. Like, I wouldn't even. You know, I know the habitat from stuff that you've said or what to kind of you'd look for, but yeah, they're super, super cute.
They're so
That's a
damn
really
cute.
nice composition too.
They're so cute, man. Yeah,
right.
I know, and I got some like close-up ones of them, like just like wandering
going
around
across
and
the rock.
A little bit of light.
I love this. So this one here, this makes me think of one of my biggest pet peeves when people are editing their photos? Because I'm sure you probably didn't do this.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
No,
of course I didn't. You know it.
Right?
No, watch. I'll show you the original.
Radius thing. Yeah, like.
There, straight out of camera. You can see how much lighter it is up top.
Exactly.
You know? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. There you go.
Like filtering in through. Because this is like one of those common things where it's like an overcast day, it's no light at all, and then people will grab like the radius tool and drag a big thing of light coming down, so it looks like there's sun beaming down on them. But it just goes to show, like, at a proper angle and get yourself like that, like you can.
And the sun had popped out just a little bit, and so I was playing with the lightness and the flare up top. Absolutely. Yep. So
you can
achieve, really feel the exact same way, but I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm also fine with like darkening like a whole scene and then brightening my subject out a little bit. I'm fine with putting like a linear gradient on my sky that has pastel colors and then just like enhancing that a little bit. Why am I not okay with that gradient lighting thing? You know what I mean? Like, what is the difference there?
Because the light wasn't there. You know what I mean?
I
like
think that's what
you
it
just
is.
said. You just said it exactly. You're enhancing a feature of the image that to me is there.
Yeah.
So if it's a dark area, you're darkening a little bit more, or like you're shifting light that's already there. Because like I'll do dodge and burn stuff. Yeah, I'll do dodge and burn stuff where
that's what
like,
it is.
Okay, well, like in this case, there might have been a brighter spot, say down left-hand corner on this shot. Well, then I might darken it a bit because I want all the light to stay up where that subject is. But to me, if this was like a flat image, you knew it was an overcast day with no light at all, and then you just drag this thing, I'm like, no,
well, and it never looks realistic. Is the other thing.
It doesn't. I mean, look, it gives life to your image. I hear this all the time, people that promote this and show you how to do it. Look, bring your image to life.
I love when they say rescue the image. I'm like, maybe shoot it better. Yeah. You know? Why do you have to rescue an image?
Or just wait for the light. Yeah. But... yeah, I don't know. Just when you know you can achieve it, it's just like, just wait. Just work with the light once it happens.
No, I'm with you on that. I think it's but I think it is tied to both you and I, our desire for fieldcraft. Because really, in the end, it's digital photos and digital art. Anybody can do whatever the hell they want with it, you know? Like they can completely alter it. There's no rules against it, right? But I'm with you, man. I just appreciate a photo more when I've seen that the photographer was able to achieve that in camera. Even if they've done some editing to enhance it and stuff like that, but if the bones were there, you know what I mean? Like I'm always confident to show my raw files. I do it every day with the photos I share, right? And so I'm always happy to show like where I started and where I got to. But I feel like so many of those kinds of edits, like you're talking about with the radial or even like the hard linear burn and stuff like that, I would feel uncomfortable showing the raw file. I'd be like, I don't know if I want you to see that because I went so crazy with it, you know?
Yeah. Well, even for me too, it's like if I was to post it and then people would be like, who didn't know the difference, be like, oh my God, it's such great light, or like, good job, or what, I would just be like, nah, it just wouldn't sit right with me. As I'm editing it, it wouldn't sit right. I like years past, like I did it, like, you know, tried playing with that kind of thing. And as soon as I was done to edit, I'm like, this just feels wrong. Like there was no light. Like it was such a flat image. Like, what am I doing? And I would always just delete it or whatever. Yeah. Or not finish the edit. But yeah. So I when that one came up first, I'm like, I gotta ask him. I'm sure he did, but there's a perfect example of
absolutely
using the light properly.
Absolutely, man. Yeah. So the next 2 days, I couldn't get back up in the mountains because of snow, and I didn't want to get stuck out on the trail and have it like snow me in more and have it kind of be treacherous on the way back down, because I didn't have like, I don't have like crampons or anything like that, or spikes to put on my shoes. So I held off on that, knowing that the forecast was looking like it was going to clear in a couple days. So then I spent the next 2 mornings just walking around the campsite or the campground for the mule deer there. And I mean, had an absolute blast, And then the bird is a Townsend Solitaire.
Bucks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, that buck's big. And I love too that like even some of the shadowy shots, like that second one.
This one here?
Like again, like talking about editing, and you see it so often, is like you'll see people warm the shit out of that.
Oh yeah, and there's
you know what I mean? Like
yeah
like totally. They'll lean right in on it. And I just like Yeah, it's that shadowy light. Yep. It's just super clean.
Yeah,
like,
watch.
You just kept it nice.
Again, I'll show you. I mean, I definitely enhanced it, right? But like, I'll give it a second here. See if it catches up.
Yeah.
My computer's like crawling right now. Oh, you know what? This is the Photoshop file, so it's not the raw file. So it won't show the original. That's why. Okay.
Yeah.
But anyway, basically all I did on this one was just like lighten his head a little bit. Like there, just to bring a little bit more attention to that, like with a soft lightning, you know.
But I just find like if you went back to Lightroom just for a second, you wouldn't mind if it's not going to kill your.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I just realized.
But just grab the temperature and just go warm with it.
Like
you see people do this, and it's like, what are you doing? Like it just looks bad. Like you can clearly tell it was not the proper light.
Absolutely, because
like it wasn't warm like that.
Yeah, because exactly that color temperature wasn't there, and when you do that, it makes things yellow that shouldn't be yellow. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like that's what it does. When you have actual golden yellow light coming in, number one, it only looks correct because there's actual sunlight hitting him. So there'd be like a hard shadow somewhere falling off, right? When you have soft overcast light like that, the yellow doesn't work. I think you can get away with going cooler because it can make it look like dusk or dawn, right? In blue hour. In fact, I probably did go a little bit cooler with the overall white balance and then warm the fur back up to like the neutral, like normal brown color. I may have done that on this one. But yeah, it is totally different than just like cranking away on it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, definitely. I totally agree on that. Yeah. I thought these were kind of fun out here in this field too. I caught that on the second morning.
Use the foreground.
And I wanted to ask you, so there was like 2 takes on this, right? Like, I mean, obviously these are different photos, right? But I shot them both this dark. Like I shot them all that dark. And then just for whatever reason, I was like, let me see what happens when I lighten it. And I feel like when I lightened it, I was like, oh, the deer actually stands out more in the lighter version because he's the only dark thing, right? In the field. And so I was kind of like, maybe that's actually the way to go. Because I saw the rim light happening, dude. Like this is what I saw to my eye. And so I went like dark with the exposure. And it totally works because it's against the dark trees. But if you really want the subject to stand out, like the lighter exposure kind of worked better.
And I think for me too, like I actually appreciate the grasses more than like that lighter grass. Like it just, there's something about it. And I think that's what then helps the deer stand out more because it's like he's dark, like close to that lighter grass, right?
Yeah.
So he really pops out a little bit more.
Yeah.
So
like,
I agree.
I wonder
think going brighter.
Yeah. Like if I like took that one, you know, again, this isn't the raw file, so it's going to look all jacked up. So yeah. It's gonna anyway. But yeah, dude.
But no, good choice. Yeah.
That was cool. What do you think of this one? I did want to get your opinion on this. I know he's looking away.
Oh, I do like it though. I still like it though. Because I love the placement. Like it's crazy how, and I don't know if that just happened or if it was an actual choice.
Like, I was running to get him lined up in that spot. Yeah, absolutely.
Because I mean, you get all that craziness happening in the background, beautiful texturing, and then that perfect opening. I don't mind stuff. Like I see so many photographers hate when it's not like perfect eye contact. To me, sometimes like on an image, if there's many more beautiful elements within it, I like that kind of like it's looking off. You're wondering what it's looking at. Like
I think it works.
He doesn't, to me, feel like he's running away from you or anything like that. It looks like he was just chill looking. And I love all the textures, like the spruce up on top, and then all the textures below. So I think it works.
Yeah, I was just curious, mainly about the aspens in the background because I saw them, and I was like, dude, go up there. And I was like, he started heading up that hill, this little hill, and then I had to run like angled up another hill to line him up, and then I had to run backwards to get higher to put him in that exact spot because like if he was in here or in here, it wasn't going to work, right? He was just going to have a mess of stuff behind him. So I knew he had to hit in that one little opening there. And then he did, and then he turned, and I was hoping he would turn just a little bit more because the light was coming in on his face nice. But he was looking at another buck because it was this guy and another smaller one, or were the first ones I saw when they were with a herd of does. I mean, 15 steps outside of my campsite, I walk out and I'm like, oh, here we go, you know, and they're there, and he's chasing the doe, and he was the one doing all this, right? He was like sniffing the does and everything like that, just not caring about me at all, right? So I shoot them for a bit, And then they get all alert like this, right? And I'm like, what are they staring at? And dude, out of the corner of my eye, this bro rolls up, this monster, and he comes in. Yeah. And it was funny, dude. I heard the smaller bucks like making noise, right? They're doing this little they're doing this little me like at the does, right?
Okay.
It sounded so not fitting for like a buck, right?
No, right?
This
Muscular
dude rolls
thing,
in
right?
and is just like this low grunt and like huffing, you know what I mean? I was like, oh, that's the right sound. he was like more intimidating.
Jacked up on adrenaline.
Oh, dude, the other 2 bucks were just like, see ya. They just like bailed instantly. Yeah. So then I'm like following him. But dude, the other 2 didn't care about me at all. This guy, big baby, couldn't get anywhere near him.
Oh, really?
Oh, absolutely scared of me. Yeah. I was just like,
Could
I had
be
to
years
keep,
of like
like,
experience.
not pushing, you know what I mean? And just like let him move around. And he was like staying with the does, but it was hilarious, man. It was just funny to watch like how much of a baby he was compared to me, like the other bucks.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it could have been years of experience or something happened where he's a little bit more on edge or a little bit more skittish.
But it was pretty
that light
though.
there is
I know,
stunning.
right? Yeah.
Wow. Real nice.
Yeah.
Nice to have that shadow on the back. I have a question with one of the images. Is it the Townsend you said?
Oh, yeah. Where'd that go? Yeah.
So the first one, the one on the left, I absolutely love. I have a question. What do you think of that branch? Like a frame within a frame. Yeah, I always call it a frame within a frame, right? You don't, that's a killer for you, right?
Yeah, it's not. It's like, I love the framing, but it's not nice enough. It's too jaggedy. It's too, you know what it is? It's too attention getting. That's what it is to me.
Yeah.
It just grabs attention too much and it like weirdly splits the scene. I don't mind the one over top. What do you think?
Yeah. Oh, I don't mind that at all. Yeah, definitely don't. Yeah, like I always wonder, as I've had images myself where like something is kind of like ended the composition, especially in like a horizontal, and you're like, does it work? And I just always bugs me. I didn't know in this one because where it kind of goes down into the mountain, you know, like it kind of gets not lost, but it's not as obscure. But yeah, I was just wondering if it, because other than that, dude, man,
I know,
like this is
the placement, right? Like I lined it up. I'm like, come on, why is that stupid branch there?
Yeah,
which is why I ended up shooting the other one, right? Just to get a cleaner version. But it's like it doesn't show as much.
Missing an element.
I know.
Yeah, I know. Like if
clouds
there was
there.
more clouds maybe on that one.
I know.
Yeah,
it's fine. But it's just
it's still great.
Again, they're not great, and I loved. Like on this one that I was able to get him like in that little triangle of light. Like that to me was just such a cool compositional element to play with, you know? But yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah, it's one of these, it's those types of images, dude. It's
I'll
like
never share
everything else lines up so good. And you're like, just this one stupid thing. It's like, why does it have to be there?
Yeah. I'll never share it outside of this. Man. So I finally get, the next day is clear. I get to go back up there for the Pika. I started hour and a half before sunrise, hiked in, got to the spot right at sunrise, right? This is the big talus field, right? Now there's snow on it. And it was exactly as I had hoped. It was real windy the day it was snowing. And so I knew this open field, I figured it wouldn't accumulate that much on the rocks because I was worried if there was like a ton of snow that the Pika might not be out, you know? So the whole way up, it was like, there were spots where it was like deeper snow, but that was like all in the forest where it wasn't blowing around. And as soon as I got to the field, it opened up. And as soon as I got there, I'm like, it was early. And by the way, I recorded a whole behind the scenes video of this I'm going to put together and share of this whole experience of going for these guys.
That's going to be fun.
Because my goal was a shot like this, a wide angle shot. From the first time up there, I had seen this one Pika kept going on this rock, or he would hit the top of this rock piece right here. He hit it a couple times. I photographed him on it, and those were some of the earlier photos we saw. And so I thought, if I can set up this wide there with auto capture, it'll be good to go. I can just leave it there. He likes that spot. He'll go to it, right?
Yeah.
So I do this. I get up there. I get set up. I brought up the 14 to 30 because I knew I wanted a little bit wider than 24. So I ended up, it looks like around 20 millimeter here for this composition. So I set this up. I put it on just motion, dude. nothing else, right? Just motion, just sense motion and trigger. I actually set it on manual focus because I had enough depth of field there. I had this rock and this rock in focus. I didn't need to mess with focus. Like, let me not even mess, like give that the option of screwing that up, right? So I think I went, what'd I do? F8, yep. And they would just go up there and sit. I don't need a lot of shutter speed, so I set it auto, ISO, aperture priority, 200th of a second minimum shutter speed. And 2/3 underexposed to keep everything dark, even because I didn't want to overexpose the sky, right? So here's the setup. I go off and shoot for the next hour and a half, maybe even 2 hours. Come back. As I'm coming back, I hear a pika up in the rocks in the area. He alarm calls as soon as he saw me. And I look up and he's on this rock. And I'm like, yes.
You got it.
Yes. No shot, dude. No shot. I go up and look and check this out. You ready? Look, there's his little paw prints on the damn rock.
Yeah.
It never triggered. It never fired. I was pissed. So
questions. Oh, yeah. Oh, trust me. Yeah, I know the feeling.
Look, could you imagine a freaking pika sitting on the top of that?
It would have been perfect.
That would have been insane. Even during the day. Look at this. Like once the light came out, it still worked. Oh, yeah. I was not happy.
So, question, in your auto capture settings, did you, because I know at one point, I can't remember exactly what it is, but you can block out where it'll actually search.
Whole thing. I didn't block out anything.
You left it, the whole thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I wonder, so, because I know like when I shot the grouse, when the grouse would get up, if he came in a certain angle, it was almost like the camera didn't detect it quick enough. And then if he just stood there, it wouldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Like, because I guess it wasn't picking up, obviously, any motion.
I know.
But I wondered, even if just with a subtle head movement, it wasn't picking that up. That's weird.
I don't know, because like...
Because you think he would have...
I mean, his paw prints are right there.
He came up the...
It doesn't matter. He had to be there at one point. Doesn't matter which way he came up. He got there. He left paw prints. Because look, in this one, nothing in the snow. Like, totally clear. And
okay. Sorry, I was thinking that was the back side of that rock. Then
no, it was just the second composition I was showing, because that I ended up doing another composition after that. After I went up and saw nothing happen, I was like, all right, let me just focus on the one rock I really want here. So this was the second composition, and so I have the shots though that show like no prints earlier in the day, and then prints later in the day, and I saw him up on the damn rock, and I was like, oh, so bummed, man, so bummed. So in the end, I never got. I did end up getting one other one, which I'm surprised I didn't include here. Or maybe I did. Yeah, here we go. So here's the other fun story. I find another pika in another talus field. So like they're right next to each other. They're basically like the other one that I was working was on the other side of this tree line right there. And so this guy's like super friendly. He's closer to the main trail. I think he's just more acclimated with people. And when I see him, dude, he is running out of a hole in the snow. He goes in this path, tucks down another little thing he dug out in the snow, and then he runs over, grabs some vegetation, and then runs back into his hole with it. So I see him do that twice. Cool. And this is when the other camera's still working, right? So I got the 100 to 400 on me. And I see him do it twice. I'm like, oh, there's the pattern. So I wait for him to go down in his hole, run up as much as I can, tuck down, and then I start shooting. Here, I'll skip ahead, actually. I start shooting this stuff.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
That's so fun.
The sun popped out. It got a little bit strong, but with the snow, it filled in, and I don't care. Like, the action, to me, is worth it.
The action's there, yeah.
So, like, look at this stuff. Like, he's... and so I keep running in and getting closer, cute. And then I get this shot. This is the shot to me.
Oh, dude.
Right?
That is awesome.
Isn't that killer?
Right? Like,
full airborne.
To have none of those, like, little twig branches in his front of his face, super clean, like, complete airborne.
Yeah,
like,
dude.
Oh, that is so good.
I was thrilled.
Awesome.
I had so much fun doing this because it was like a fun game of cat and mouse, right? Like, every time you go in, I'd pick a new perspective because I'm like, I'd get a little bit closer, and then I knew his running pattern. He was running the same pattern, dude, 10 times. Yeah. Right? Yeah. He'd go out, get the food, and then he'd come running back in with it. He'd hit this rock, right here, and then he'd make a left and go back to his hole, which is how I got these profile shots like this, right? Because he would go to this rock and hop off of that.
Yep.
I mean, so consistent, dude.
Funny.
And so it was, number one, it was fun to just kind of like within a span of 5 minutes, pick up the pattern and then play on it and then get all of this sequence of shots. And Brad and everybody listening, I turn my frame rate up to 20 frames a second.
I was just about to ask.
I did it.
Yeah, I mean, this is the perfect scenario for it.
Yeah, right. I'm shooting portraits like this. 1 frame a second is enough. What the hell do I need 20 frames a second for it sitting there, right? Yeah.
Definitely.
But yeah, then.
Yeah, because the thing is, like that complete airborne shot, like if you didn't have it that crazy high, you might not have gotten that one. Yeah, like. And it makes sense to do it there.
I also realized after the fact, I was really struggling to track him because they're fast little critters, right? And then I realized after the fact, I was like, oh, you know what? There's another downside that I never really talked about on my reviews of the Z6 III versus the Z8, Z9, is the Z6 III still has a blackout in the viewfinder. And what a difference it makes with fast action. When you're shooting 20 frames a second, it's like, you know, like you can't see it the same way. I mean, I can't overemphasize how nice it is to have those blackout-free viewfinders that you're lighting subjects up and you're just tracking it like you're just not even shooting. Yeah. Like that's a big difference. Wow. So anyway, here's one of him landing. Look at this one. This one's kind of fun, even with the thing in front of it.
I love it.
Right?
Yeah, feet still planted on the rock, jumping forward like that. Man, these are so good.
Thanks, dude. And the best part, you ready?
Yeah.
I have 20 different slow motion clips. Because he did this so many times, and I shot him on the Z6 III, so they're 240 frames a second, which is 8 times slow motion. It's twice as slow as the Z9.
Nice.
Dude, I've got, I mean, it's like incredible. It's incredible. I got him running at me like this, hitting the rock. I got him like pouncing sideways like this in slow motion. I got him going into his hole, and then because he was so consistent, I would focus just on the hole and hit record, and then all of a sudden he just pops out, right? And then I did another one where he was just off camera. I focus on the hole, and then you just see him like launch right into it. So the frame is static, and then boom, he just appears in it. I shot so much cool stuff, dude. It's going to be so fun to edit this video. Good. Yeah. So this little guy like made the trip, you know?
Oh, I bet. Yeah. So, I mean, just being able to watch that behavior happen, like that just makes it so exciting. Instead of just seeing him on a rock calling, like, you know, your typical shots you see.
Yeah, like stuff, these are fun and cute, right? But
I mean, this is so cute. Yeah. Look at that.
Yeah.
Real nice.
So this is all happening. I get these shots. I'm like, I'm good. Yep. I run back, grab the wide. He's going into the same freaking hole. Okay. I'm like, I'm going to set it right next to the hole and get him coming in there. Yeah. I come back with the camera, watch him. He's still doing the same pattern. Yeah. I'm like, perfect. Okay. I wait for him to go in the snow. I creep up one more time, wait for him to come out because I didn't want to be moving when he came out, right? So he comes out. I'm a little bit closer about the range I was doing the stills before. And I'm just sitting and waiting. I'm like, I'm going to wait for him to go in, and then I'm going to go around the backside and come in to set up the camera. Okay. He comes out. He goes to hit this rock, and then he switches direction and just changes his whole pattern. I'm like, oh. So I'm like, I don't know if he's going to go back to it or not. So I waited for him to kind of disappear into the rocks. I went all the way around. I set up the camera, and then this is the setup that I had, right? So his hole, you can see him. That's him right there.
Oh, that's him. Yeah,
that's him. Yeah. So that's his hole. I was thinking I'm going to get him just sitting in this clean field of snow because he would do like a hop and he'd sit sometimes. He'd come out and sit. Dude, and again, the auto capture on this one, he must have come running in from the left. It didn't trigger until he got there. I'm like, what is this thing doing?
I know. Yeah. So I said, like, there's stuff I've noticed with the grouse shots, and I'm like, that doesn't make any sense. Like, why did it miss this or it didn't trigger with, like, you know, like there was certain movement. I don't know.
I got to
like,
test a lot more with it. So did you have?
Yeah, I know. It's something I want to play. So when you set up your thing, you had to shoot for like a second, pause
shoot for 5 seconds, like, pause for 1 second, shoot for 5 again. Because I'm like, if he comes in, I want it to keep shooting, even if he sits there, if he's moving his head or whatever. And then I figured, wait 1 second and look for movement again, right? So it's not going to shoot continuous, but it's just going to, like, basically if he's in there doing anything, it should keep shooting. That's what I went with. you know?
Because that's why I always wondered if it was like the minute there was like that movement or something, was it right in the midst of that like 1 second that it was pausing? Then it just kind of makes it.
This was the first of the sequence.
In some weird way.
You know what I mean?
I know.
So like, I tell myself every time I got to sit down and really understand that system, and I never do. And I always end up like trying to figure it out in the field, which is the wrong way, you know? Like I got to learn it.
Because I think, and it's like, even with, like I say, with the grouse thing that I did, like I even went out and bought like a little mini tripod because I'm like, something I can like throw in my bag, constantly have it with me. Because there's scenarios that you come across like this where after you've shot and you learn a pattern, you're like, oh, I could do a wide here. Like this thing doesn't care about me anymore. Like just switch it. So, but like you said, I mean, we really got to play around and dial that in because I think it's a huge tool to have, like for these types of scenarios.
If we can figure out and get it to work,
actually trigger, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, even if I had him sitting in here sharp, he would have looked like a rock. I needed to get it a lot closer, and then I think it would have potentially disturbed him going into his burrow, his hole there. So I don't know that I would have gotten this shot anyway to work out that great, but this was the true vision I had in my head. I was like, dude, if I had one up there, like it would have been insane, you know? But anyway, you know, the fact that I got like all this stuff and video.
Makes it, made it worth it.
By the way, it's not tack sharp, but I don't care. It's sharp enough. Like it doesn't matter to me. You know?
It's the action. Yeah.
It like totally works, you know? It was super cool.
That's so cute.
It really was. Those branches, man, the stuff he was getting. Yeah, it was good times.
So it's like roots or something he's digging up, I guess.
They were like little plants that were growing, and he would just take them off right at the bottom, right? There was no leaves left on them, but he was just clipping them. This was just a regular shot 1-4, so I still got some scenic stuff, you know? Yeah, so that was the Pika experience, dude.
Action stuff was good.
From the time I left the van, to the time I got back, I was out in the field hiking and shooting for 10 hours.
You were saying, that's crazy.
So... That's why I was saying,
outing.
I'm back. Yeah. I mean, I was beat
definitely.
at the end of
That's
it.
dedication.
But,
I bet.
And then yesterday morning, right before I left, a friend of mine, and I've worked with him before online, Daniel Gomez, was in the area with his family. So he reached out and he was like, yo, you want to meet up? I'm like, yep, let's do it this last morning. And so we went to another spot and just wandered around and had some good time with, like, this was really cool. Like a whole thing of pine siskins came up.
I was just going to ask what it was. Yeah.
And then got a nice Steller's Jay, Pygmy Nuthatch.
Love that.
Was right here. And then, mountain chickadee as well. And then here's another, Siskin.
What's in the middle?
Yeah.
Oh, really? Yep. That's a really nice shot at Siskin, man.
Yeah. He just, like, the color of them doesn't stand out that much. You know what I mean? Like, so I feel like he disappears a little bit, but I like the scene.
No, it's still nice though.
The Stellers was like one of my favorite.
Oh, that's Oh, definitely.
Yeah, he fit right in there.
Question for you: when you do your edits, do you find like when you're working with the spruce, like I don't know what it is, I find they're always so like there's like this yellow cast, or there's like they're too vibrant, saturated. Like I always have to play with it. Like I find a lot of times when I'm doing stuff with spruce trees, like I'll always like lower the temperatures. When we were talking about temperatures before, like I seem like it always has this other cast to it.
Well, none of these are spruce.
Or I'll decent. Yeah, I know. But I was just thinking like coniferous trees or whatever. But like I just find like a lot of times I wanna like desaturate them a little bit because they draw so much attention, probably like away from the bird a bit more. So I'm always playing with it. So I was just wondering with the Stellers, because they look kind of more diffused or less saturated. I just wondered if you had actually done that.
I think here's why it's mostly diffused. I'll show you. Here's like the straight out of camera, right? So it was just like a really cool white balance, which I didn't. It was too like magenta as well. So I just kind of like cleaned it up. But the day before when I was shooting the Pika, when I was setting up the wide setup one time, the 1-4 on the Z6 III was on my sling, and I didn't pay attention, and it like jammed right into the snow. So the whole front of the lens was just filled with snow. So I had to like clean it off, and all I had was like my glove to like clean it, you know? So I like knocked all the snow off and like did my best to clean it up. And I think I still haven't cleaned the lens. I got to do that. I think it's just, this was a little backlit, like a real soft backlight. and I think any light hitting it is just putting like a wash over it, which is why it looks so like kind of weak like this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sense. Yeah. Yeah.
So that's that's why that looked that way.
That's funny.
But when I shot like normal front lit, it's fine. Like this was, you know, no problem.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Yeah. Really nice shot.
Yeah, but yeah, that was
really great stuff.
Why this thing is a mess right now. But dude, like I had, you know, I mean, this was all just
killer stuff, man.
Yeah, not bad for like 4. I think I was there for 4 days, 5 days. Yeah.
Wow.
So it was a good time. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely, and stuff that you don't get to photograph often. You know what I mean? Like species you don't get the chance to spend any time with. So that's excellent, man.
What's your favorite shot out of the set?
Ooh.
It's not that obvious. It's that Pika one for me, man. Like the full
I keep going to it, but I'm such a light snob, and I'm like my eyes keep going to like that deer in the shade and the the whole time in my head I'm like that action. But for me, it's the one of him actually lifting off the rock.
Yeah, you like that one, huh? That's cool.
I think I do,
dude. I got some great.
I kind of actually love that is jacked up in his face.
I know, like, it's so funny.
You know?
Yeah. I mean, they are, for anybody that's never seen them, they are even more adorable in person than you're seeing here. You know, they're just so stinking cute. And what's really interesting, I sent a video to my mom and my sister of them running around. And my mom was like, oh, I can't believe, like, they don't seem like they're moving that fast. I'm like, oh, wait, here, I'll send it to you in real time, you know? And like, when you watch them in real time, it's just like, you know, they're crazy
like
fast.
Squirrels, like same.
No, I'd say even faster. They're like rodents, you know, because they are, right?
Really?
Yeah. They're so damn fast. But yeah, it was a blast. Yeah, I had a good time.
How big are they?
Like this big.
Yeah, they're only tiny.
Yeah, tiny little things. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm really looking forward to putting a video together, though, just especially because I integrate some of that footage into it. I think that's going to turn out really cool. So.
Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to watch.
So that's the catch up, man. Yeah. So some interesting stories on this one for sure.
Dude.
Yeah. Oh, real quick, before we talk about our topic, I just wanted to mention this. I don't know. Did you hear about this? Have you ever heard of Affinity? The app? Like the photo editing app?
Not really. Okay. No, the name sounds familiar, but
so it's been Affinity Photo. They've had 2 different products. They had like a Lightroom competitor and like a Photoshop competitor. And I think Affinity was the company that originally started making them. Anyway, Canva, which I don't know if you've heard of them before, but they're like just massive online image, you know, editing creation company that's been like competing with Adobe in a lot of different spaces over the past few years and been growing. They recently bought Affinity and made it free. So like you can now get this Affinity stuff, these apps for free, which is like, here you can see it's like a Photoshop competitor. They also have like a vector editor. They have the Pixel one, which is just like Photoshop, a layout app, which is like InDesign. And then I think there was another version like with the Pixel one that's like kind of like a Lightroom competitor as well, like organization and stuff like that. So anyway, for anybody out there that doesn't want to spend the Adobe subscription, it's free.
Could be
that's
an option.
Pretty fascinating.
Why not?
So I wonder what that's going to do. That's going to be interesting. What's going to happen with Adobe going forward?
Yeah, I mean, you know, if it gets out there enough that people are aware of it, I was not aware of this at all.
Yeah.
And it'd be interesting to even just play around with it if it's free, just to see, like, you know what I mean, how it competes with Photoshop editing wise and stuff. Interesting, dude.
I think it is going to be interesting. You know, I certainly. Definitely. I'm one of those people that I'm never going to switch just because I'm so.
You're so locked in.
So locked in, but also just so. Like workflow wise, keyboard shortcuts and everything. Like I just know how to operate these programs so much that like some other program would have to have something huge, something amazing to pull me away from it, because I'm never going to be as efficient. And like because of my job too, I can't take like a month to try and learn some other application and get efficient at that. Like it would just, it's not happening, you know? And plus, honestly, I don't really feel like it's too expensive for the Photoshop stuff, but I also make a living with this, so that's a little different, you know?
Exactly.
But anyway, I thought it'd be cool to share that since it was interesting.
Yeah, because anyone's starting off, or like students that don't, can't afford these monthly fees and stuff like that. It's perfect.
Yeah, it's really cool stuff.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you want to kick off the culling conversation, man?
Very cool. Yeah, sure. Yeah, no, it kind of came about. I've been going back through like this past year, like certain outings that I kind of fell by the wayside that I didn't fully call, or like getting images prepped for competition wise. And I'm typically someone that, like, as soon as I get home from a session, like if I've got nothing like urgent going on or some family thing that I've got to go to, I'm like, oh yeah, I got to upload these. I'll edit a couple, and I'm super excited to share. I'll probably send a couple to you guys or whatever in our group chat and get it all prepped to kind of post. And going back to these kind of sessions and kind of going through and culling through and looking back over stuff, I started to realize, like, okay, well, I don't have that emotional attachment from that outing.
Yep.
I still remember it, but I'm not living in it in that moment. So you're a little bit more critical, like you're coming at it in more of a critical sense. And it kind of got me wondering that, like, should that be a habit that I should kind of like instill in the fact of like waiting a day or two before I sit down and actually look at it and come at it at a more of like a critical eye, and not just based off this like emotional high that I could potentially be on, and just like make not mistakes but pull images that probably weren't that great, but because some behavior thing or something cool happened that I didn't really capture in the image, but it's still in my head. That I might pull images and probably end up posting them, and I look back, I'm like, what the heck was I thinking? So I thought it'd be kind of cool just to kind of chat a little bit maybe about the pros and cons of that stuff, and kind of get your take or your thought, as well as I know you're someone that, like, it's almost like the minute you're in the door, everything's uploaded, called. Usually you're pretty quick.
Yeah, it depends on the time. Like, depends
if the time allows.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If the time allows, I think you're gonna upload them and edit them pretty quick.
Yeah, I mean, all the photos from yesterday morning, I have culled, deleted, color corrected everything I kept, rated them, and keyworded them. Like, that's all done. Plus I've been doing all kinds of other work. But that was a short shoot. Like, I shot 100 photos and I kept 15 of them, easy. Right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And everything since the past week, I'm 100% caught up, right? But that's because I have the time right now. I don't always have the time.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you this, based on what you were just saying, kind of that scenario you set up, do you really ever look back at images and you're like, what was I thinking? Like, do you really feel that bad about something you've shared because you think you were too emotional on it? Like, it can't be that much. Like, they're all still really good, right?
Yeah, no, I think I'm not, my choosing isn't that horrible that I would pick something really bad. But I guess what I mean is, like,
maybe you had better.
Well, not even had better, but like I could have been caught up in just like the light and the atmosphere that was happening, but I was shooting like mostly portraits or something like that. And I'm still in my head stuck with, so if I go to edit them that morning, I'm like, oh my God, like it was so great. Like, okay, the light is decent on them. But then when I look back a couple days later, I might be like, okay, they're okay. They're not much different than what I've ever photographed before. Yeah. Like, you know what I mean?
I've totally had that happen.
The high of that morning has come down. And then it's like, it's not that they're not great images, but they're probably not as good as what I actually had thought, because I was on just such a high and super excited I got out. And, like I said, conditions, that doesn't get wiped away from our minds, even though we don't capture it. We get home and we still feel stuff. We can hear it. We can, like, you're still kind of living it, even though you're home. But multiple days later, after other things have happened, you go back and you only have the images to look at. I think you come at them with a different feel and a different critical eye. And I just wonder if that benefits more. Like, I wonder if that makes more sense. Like, so just not to, like, these Pika images are absolutely killer. I just wonder, like, would you look at them a little bit different and be more critical about the action shots you picked? because you're not there anymore. You're not living that high of like you saw him run around and that feeling of getting up into the mountains. Like if you left in a week's time and came back, would you then be looking at the light and the this and the certain, would you start nitpicking them more?
Absolutely.
Right? Because you're not going to be as lenient because you're not like super
Absolutely.
like still in that excitement.
Yeah, 100%. So. I totally agree.
Yeah.
And, it brings up a couple things. Number one, I certainly knew, even from the moment I was taking those action shots, I knew it wasn't great light.
Yeah.
But we've talked about this before. The action to me, and in this case, because of the species, how damn cute they are, it overrides the light. Like if I could have had better light on that, of course I would have taken it, right? But I still think they're worth keeping and sharing because it is such a fun behavioral shot, right? So then I'll allow myself to be more lenient on that lighting, even though I know, like, it's not the greatest, like if that was just a portrait of it sitting there, I wouldn't have even taken it, I would have just probably deleted it.
Yeah.
So that is the first part that came to mind there. And then the second part is, I guess it really depends on what's your intention with sharing all this stuff, Like you and I have talked about it. Sometimes the fun of sharing is just sharing something that was in the moment, even though it may not be the best photo. You're just kind of sharing, like part of our social media. I think the way both you and I approach it is, we're trying to share some of our best work, but we also are just sharing what we're doing. It's kind of a little bit of our life we're putting out there, you know what I mean? And sometimes one of those or multiple of those images are just something exciting we experienced and we want to share that with our audience, and it might not hit that portfolio level, it might not hit that contest level, and that's cool, like I'm fine with that. And it's more fun to share in the moment, like really quick within a day when you're still emotionally attached, and then get the feedback and have people kind of, like not reliving it in the same way you did, but I don't know, overall, like when you get positive feedback, it still further elevates that experience that you already had that was elevated. And like, to me, that's all a good thing. I think that's totally fine. But hands down, no doubt, when I go back and look at images, especially like, give me like a month, like give me a nice chunk of time, I go back and I'm like, ooh, yeah, they aren't as good as I thought. Like 100% every time.
Yeah. And that's the other thing for me. Like, and again, I totally agree with you, like sharing in the moment of the excitement of that particular thing. But I always like in the back of my mind, sometimes like I'll have a moment with a species I haven't seen before. And I'm like, get just like, a standard portrait or something like that. And I'm like so excited. I'm like, I do a write up. I'm like, it was so great. And then, look back a couple days later and I'm like, oh God, that image is like, not great.
Yeah.
And here I am hyped it all up. And everyone else is probably like, dude, it's a coot. Like, give it a break kind of thing. Like, you know what I mean? Or a gull and like, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. So what? Right?
Yeah,
so what?
I know. But I just,
I think, if you're trying to, if you have such strict high standards for what you share and something like that is going to make you feel negative about your overall, images that you're sharing, like your overall Instagram portfolio or Instagram feed, then I think that's kind of, okay, right? I feel like that's maybe a little unfortunate that you can't just like be okay with just sharing whatever in the moment, I don't know how many people look at other people's Instagrams as like a top of the line portfolio. Like, I just don't feel like that's the platform for that, like, I think we all just know, like we're sharing stories and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like, it's not a website portfolio. It's just not.
No. Yeah. I don't know. I'm still in the mindset of like trying for the most part, not every best image, but I have a certain quality that I'll share. Like,
of course. Yeah.
There's certain,
same here.
You know what I mean? Like there's
duds
certain,
out there. Yeah.
I just, but I mean, I'm like trying to make it, I still look at it kind of at a portfolio because to me, like, I don't push people to my website. I don't know that people take a ton of time unless you're promoting going to, like, I don't know how, like, it's not that much. So when I look at it, I'm like, this is like encompasses my body of work. Like, if someone's going to go look me up, chances are they're going to land on, Instagram or something like that more than my website. And I want to make sure that kind of is at a certain level, I guess.
But even the images where you're like, you look back on it a couple days, a week, 2 weeks from now, and you're just like, oh yeah, it's not as good as I thought. But you're not as good as you think, is still at like a really high level. And I'm sure you have to realize that, right? With your level of experience and your eye for everything, even something that you're like, it's not my best, is still really high level for a lot of other photographers, you know?
Oh no, I get that. I guess that's why, like, I'm like a big hard critic on my own self.
Absolutely.
I guess for me, that's my thing, is like to hype up an image that I realize later on, I'm like, why was I hyping that? I was just so stuck in the moment. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it might have been a greed or something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know. I need to be more.
I think it's fine. Yeah. I think it's a good thing. I mean, to me, Brad, that shows like you're still excited. You're still having a really good time with this, and you can get caught up in the moment. I think if that ever goes away entirely, that kind of sucks. You know, like if it ever just becomes so like, oh, everything's got to hit this level, and like I'm not sharing it. Like, where's the fun in that? You know, like it just you're like sucking the fun. Not you specifically, but I mean any photographer is sucking the fun out of the hobby, and you know, like putting so much pressure on yourself. Like if you can't just share something that you genuinely had fun in the moment and were excited to share, I think that's kind of a loss.
Yeah. No, I agree. Yeah. So the other thing that I found, or I think it's very useful, I think you may understand this as well too, the further separated from the particular outing, I found so much easier for culling. Because I'm not as attached to.
Delete.
Like when I look back now, it's just like, delete. Yep. Like I don't even hesitate.
Absolutely.
Like, you know, there's times, because it's funny, like you'll have moments where the light was okay or whatever, but you'll like hold on to these images, even though I've shot this species like a many times before. And it's like I'm trying to squeeze something out of that session if I looked at it that day or the next day. But give me a week later, after I've probably shot it again and got something better, I'm like, delete. I'm like, the whole thing is gone. So I think there's something really good about going, you know, waiting to go back or go back afterwards.
A second time.
So like do, if you're super excited about, do like this second pass after, I guarantee you'll cut at least in half, if not more. I find that's a really useful tip to do.
Absolutely. Part of my workflow ties into that, right? So, you know, for anybody watching that has never seen my workflow, these are kind of my steps right here, right? So when I import photos, I import everything into my computer and it goes into this initial cull, right? And I do like one pass through it. And then whatever's left, right, like the things that I mark for rejected, I just delete them. They're gone off the computer. And that's usually just like, you know, out of focus, like an obvious, just bad. Then they get moved over to this second step, was a second cull, like a final cull. And so I do a second pass. So now I know I've gotten rid of all the obvious trash. And now I have a set of like, everything's like technically okay and like a decent photo. And that's when I'll start really comparing sets of images, right? So if I have 4 or 5 of the same kind of image, same frame, same-ish, I'll bring them up on the screen at the same time or back and forth and be like, all right, that's the one that stands out, or the two maybe. You know, maybe I'll be like, oh, these two are different enough. I'm not sure right now. I can't decide in the moment, so I'll keep them. But these other two, they're not that good. These other two are better. I'll get rid of the other two. So I do a final cull through it, and then whatever's left, I go through and actually color correct them. I just do a basic, you know, crop, exposure adjustment, just make them look decent. And then I rate them, give them a 1 to 5 rating. Anything that's a 4-star or higher gets set aside for this collection that's to share. And then I keyword them with the species, which means just so I can find them. So that's my workflow. So sometimes that workflow gets interrupted, right? A lot of the times I come back from a shoot, I always import them right away. That's always happens. It might be 2 days from now that I get to sit down and actually cull, or maybe I got time to do that first pass, but then I have some other things to do and I'm excited to see them. So I did that first pass, got to go through them, and now I'm like, all right, I got to see everything, and maybe even played with a couple, shared some with you, shared some with Emily, you know, and then I got some other work to do or whatever. And so they just sit in that final cull set for 3 days until I can get to them, or 5 days, whatever it may be. Then I come back and do that final cull. Now, like you said, I've had some of that separation of time. I can be more hard on it. And then sometimes I'll even do the final call. They'll sit in the color correct thing. And then I'll come back, 2 weeks from now because I was really busy, and then start color correcting them.
Yep.
And in that process, I'm like, you know what? This one's no good anymore. Delete. You know, I'll still narrow it down there.
Yep.
But then for sharing, it's very rare that I share something that I shot in less than a week. You know, like it almost always is like more far out, because I have this whole collection here of to share, right? So here's like all the shots.
Is that 13,000 images you have?
It is, yes. I've never cleared it out, right? That's going back forever, like really old.
Yeah.
But I go through this when it's time for me to sit down and pick out photos to share. I go through this and I set, I'm like, all right, this is cool. I set them all aside. And then I go, here, this is my lineup for like the sequence of where I'm going to share. So this is currently right now, I have 68 photos in here, right? And this is like what's next on my website. Like this is what's going to come out on social media. And I look at them just like this and I start sequencing them. And I'm like, all right, I really want to share this one. I really want to share this one. And sometimes you'll see like, this is like 2 years old. I'll go back into some really old stuff and just drag it in, because I'm like, you know what? I haven't gone back there for a while. Is there anything that stands out? And the process of sequencing this always filters out the bad stuff to the end, because like if I'm not really feeling it, it just keeps getting like bumped further down, and eventually it kind of just never gets shared, even though it's there. You know what I mean?
You just get rid of it.
I never get rid of them, because at this point I've already color corrected it. It's in there. Like I'm not going to delete it. It's not hurting anything, but it just won't make it into like being shared online. Do you know what I mean? Like, so I always have this like built-in time. I have like multiple stages of like going through, editing, like seeing the photo, sequencing it, making sure it's going to go out there. And so there's usually a lot of time that goes into that before these shared. And like, there's a good chance half of these might not even see the light of day and get shared, even though they're in this stage, they made it this far. I might shoot some more stuff, and then they get bumped up ahead from when I'm scheduling things, and then they just get pushed. And then eventually, if a photo's been sitting there for like 3 times of me going through this collection of images, I'm like, you know what? I'm probably not sharing this, and I'll just delete it. And then every once in a while, I'll come in and just wipe this thing out and just start from scratch and be like, you know what? I want to just see some fresh stuff. So I go into this to shared folder and I just scroll. Like I pick the scroll bar here, right? And I'll just be like, all right, let's go to here. And then I just start looking around. Like, attention? Is there anything really cool? Like that's kind of cool, And then I'll set it aside. And then, like, oh, that's kind of fun. And I set it aside. So I just start scrolling around like that and just seeing what's in my catalog, like this would be fun to share too.
That's cool. Yeah.
But I mean, I have so much, dude. I shoot so much.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
Look at all this stuff. Like these are all a big portion of these are worth sharing. None of this stuff has ever been shared. Like everything I'm showing right now has never been shared. Like it's crazy. Right?
Yeah, you just got an endless amount of catalog of stuff to share.
So much stuff. Yeah. It's nuts. And so I can't, like all these portraits are like, look at that nice little boreal chickadee there. That's cute as hell.
Yeah.
That's actually really fun. I don't know why I never shared that.
It is.
It's really cool.
Yeah, it is actually really cool.
I know. I'm going to set it aside right now.
In for tomorrow.
Exactly. Yeah. Right.
Like,
So this is how I work my stuff, is like, because there's too much. And so I have to just come back and like randomly do it like that. But it kind of builds into what you're talking about.
That's a great workflow. But it does. Yeah. Like you got that multiple stage of like looking back at it and you're slowly distancing yourself from the outing. So yeah, it makes sense. Yeah, it's a good workflow.
And it does exactly what you said, Brad, of that distance from it lets you judge it much more strict and much more like based on the quality, like the merit of the image, not that emotional connection. So I do agree with you. Time does that. But damn, it's fun to share when you're really high on an image and just share it right away.
Oh, yeah, no, I get it. I certainly do. And any time that I've had some killer outing, like that day, it's all done, edited, geared, and like
ready to go.
It's going to go out the next morning kind of thing. So yeah, like I said, I see advantages to both scenarios. I think when you're really wanting to do a call and keep your hard drive space at a premium, it's good to go back even multiple times to an outing and really kind of clean up, because you'll be less attached to it.
100% agree. Yeah, sure. Very much. Yep.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
Cool, man. Yo, tonight's
Good
my
stuff,
Photoshop
man.
presentation for my new course.
Ooh,
We're announcing it, releasing it tonight.
That's going to be fun.
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. So
Good.
anybody that's not
Exciting
aware,
stuff, man.
I did, I'll plug it a little bit right here. I partnered with the Journal of Wildlife Photography. I'm sure if you've been watching the show, you've heard me go through the process of recording this course. But now that I've had some time away from that, I feel amazing about it, you know? Like, I'm so glad I did it. I'm really proud of the new course. I think it's one of the best that I've done in this style.
Good.
And so, yeah, I'm going to do a presentation tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern time. Not that this will be coming out after that's done, but I'm just going to do like a live presentation showing how I use Photoshop to like edit photos really quick and all that kind of stuff. So looking forward to doing that. And
awesome.
I think they told me earlier today they got like over 1,000 people signed up for this thing, like to watch.
Ooh, wow.
So might be a big audience.
That's going to be awesome. Wow. Yeah, definitely a big audience.
Cool. So yeah, we shall
Can
see.
you link to the course, to the thing in our notes?
You know what? Yeah, I can. Yeah, exactly.
Video?
Yeah, let me make a note to do that right now.
Yeah, definitely.
Link to PS course.
Yeah, for anyone that's interested and wants to go check it out.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you're going to have to be a member of the Journal of Wildlife Photography, which I would say sign up for anyway. They put out monthly presentations, quarterly magazine. Like there's tons of really good content there, and like
good stuff.
Really good photographers too. You know, so
big name ones. Yeah.
Absolutely big names. Some really great presentations there. So for anybody that is just looking to improve their photography, separate from this course, you know, I think it is a really good resource for that. You know, I don't think I wouldn't partner with them if I didn't think that, you know?
Definitely.
Yeah. So,
good stuff, man. That should be exciting.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to it. You got any plans for the coming week or?
Getting out tomorrow. Hopefully get some light.
What are you going for?
It's going to be like no wind.
Nice.
I think I might try that grebe again. That day that I
sweet,
kind of like bounce around from pond. Yeah.
Nice.
The day I would kind of like bounce around all the different ponds, I made a quick stop there. He was still there and a coot. They were the only two there. But I kind of like scouted a little bit more, kind of moved around that pond a little bit just to kind of get different angles and see. Like, I think it works really well. Like, I even did some shots that didn't turn out like amazing.
They didn't meet your level?
The reflections. Well, the only thing was the light when I had gotten there was like still really low. Like there wasn't a lot of great light, and I was just kind of like doing shots, looking down, getting the reflections. But there's a lot of tamarack trees, so you're getting these beautiful oranges with the greens and just like still water. So I think I might play around a little bit more there.
Nice, dude.
So I think that's my plan tomorrow.
Oh, I can't wait to see it, man.
We'll see.
Nice.
Yeah. That location's looking pretty promising for other stuff later.
Killer, man.
So,
that's great.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah,
Definitely,
awesome.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Yeah. Cool. Well, I look forward to hearing about that.
Sandpipers.
Yeah, they're back.
They're on the list.
Nice.
They're starting to trickle in, so they're going to be the next one. So I always look forward to that because that location is such a blast, and it's always a fun outing. So
well, and I feel like you keep
that'll be on the list soon.
You really keep evolving with that location.
Yeah, I'm trying.
Like you really like last year alone, you already made like some big changes in the way you approached it and shot it, and I'm sure it'll happen again, right? And like, I think it's such a fascinating thing to see, like how that can keep happening. Like a location and a species you've shot so many times in the same place, but yet you keep evolving on it and like trying to see it differently and trying to approach it differently and get different moments in light and all that stuff. And you keep pulling out new things every time. And it's like, that's freaking awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a challenging spot, but there's so many different like textures and things to play with that I think like there's even more stuff like that I've, kind of had on my mind to really want to capture that just haven't happened. Like certain, like there's usually huge waves there that happen. So I really want to get like the flock banking in front of that with some really nice light. And so there's still a bunch of other stuff I want to play with, but yeah, it's fun, dude. I mean, that's the thing for me, like shoot the same things every year pretty well, with other stuff sprinkled in between. So I think you really got to push yourself. And now that I have even like that bokeh lens.
Dude, I was just going to say, is that going with you there?
Stuff. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah.
Definitely. It goes with me everywhere.
Awesome. In your
that
pocket.
Thing is locked into that. Well, it's so tiny,
it's crazy.
right? And it's just like, you realize that even if the light gets strong, like it still works. Like
Yeah.
it's a great lens just to even play with after the light's not like crazy ideal.
Absolutely.
But it's with me. I'll definitely try it out there
Nice,
too,
dude. That's
sure.
awesome, man.
Yeah.
Cool. Good stuff.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, man.
All right. Well, I think that's a
Sweet.
wrap. I think we covered everything.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right.
Perfect.
Thanks, everybody. Catch you next week.
Okay. Take care, everyone.